has broken out. So essentially, the kingdom of Afshar, their king, had been killed and assassinated by a half-orc. The kingdom of Afshar essentially gave an ultimatum to the Wargar Tribe to essentially give up all of its, chiefs and things like that. And kind of like we want your leaders, we want to make sure that you can never harm our kingdom again. The Wargar Tribe ultimately said no to that, and thus the kingdom of Afshar, quickly went in and invaded the Wargar Tribe. So they were able to, much more industrious, larger population, they were able to essentially take a good half of the Wargar Tribe's area. Additionally, if you look down to the south, there's the Enthalore Collective. That is the Elven Kingdom. They have kind of allied with the Kingdom of Afshar, and they normally had some colonies that existed in the southern colonies, kind of west of the actual bridges you see between that kind of connects the two continents. However, once the kind of war kicked off, the southern colonies, which are controlled mainly by the Athtok Council Dragonborn, pushed them all out, and now there's kind of a stalemate across those bridges. So you guys all, for different reasons, joined the Athtok Council's Foreign Legion. You've went through an extensive vetting process and training period, and that brings you here today to the Office of Sensitive Political Operations. So you guys have all been summoned to this office, and you're sitting in chairs or standing around this office. So we'll start with Bean Wiley. Would you mind describing your character and kind of what you'd be doing in this office?
Yeah, I mean, Bean would probably just be sitting on a seat. Yeah, he's just waiting. He's pretty...
What type of character are you, and what do you look like? Especially for people like all the other people here who haven't heard about your character yet.
Yeah, Bean Wiley is a Lurin, so he looks like the best description of him would be he's like, I actually have his specific attributes. He's about 15 pounds. He's about 25 inches tall, so just over 2 feet. He looks like a red panda if it was anthropomorphized. So he's, think Rocket Raccoon, but red panda instead of a raccoon. He doesn't have Rocket's energy or enthusiasm, though. He's very kind of soft-spoken, and he has a kind of a brown fur. He would be dressed in pretty traditional and not religious, but he's wearing silks and a robe. But then he is on his wrists and around his neck would have quite a lot of jewelry that is natural, so it's closer to Native American artifacts. Yeah.
Okay, and then Half Effects. Would you mind describing your character and what you're doing here?
Sure. So my character is a red dragonborn. He's wearing, what I guess we could consider a military petticoat, but it's black and silver and red, which is the Athtok Council colors. And he's not wearing pants because he's a dragonborn, so it's just a long-waisted coat. And he has a rapier sheath and a hand crossbow holstered. His horns go in and then out, and they're up horns. They're not head. They're not forehead horns. They're top of head horns. And he has a very condensed shrew-like face, like a gecko face. Obviously, he's a dragon, but it's very wispy. And he is probably contemplating with his fingers, just all connected and on a table. Is this a round table?
Yeah, it's a little bit like a round table, and there's an empty seat where someone will soon be coming in.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing.
Okay.
Very observant. very quiet so far.
And then Kilthgrin Vosh.
Yeah, so I'm playing Kilthgrin Vosh. I am a half-orc, but I'm actually from the Athtok Council from the Dragonborn Isles. My family has served the Green Dragonborn House for a long time, the Verdu House, and Kilthgrin's probably is a little short and wiry compared to a lot of half-orcs, but he's wearing black and green half-plate, mostly black with green embellishments. He's got a shield with a black background and a green chevron on it, and he's mostly bald with kind of little flecks of hair and a scar that runs down his cheek and then across his lips. And he is probably lounged back a little and probably has his side knife out digging under his fingernails as he waits.
All right. And then Ori, would you mind describing your character?
Yeah, so Ori is an Aarakocra. He has a crystal, so it's sort of like a mix of brown and blue. Like his wings and the top of his head are blue. The rest of his body is kind of like a reddish brown with some darker markings. As far as Aarakocras, not sure the plural. As far as they come, he is probably on the slighter side. Definitely a little bit shorter, probably like the very bottom edge of like a medium-sized creature. But he is still like very muscular, or at least like toned. And then for his clothing, it's just kind of like piecemeal leather armor that is like clearly scavenged and appropriated to like suit his needs. He's definitely he definitely doesn't have any sort of jewelry or adornments or anything. It's all very utilitarian.
Okay, so after you guys have been kind of waiting in this room for just a few minutes, through the doors comes a large Dragonborn. He's about 7 feet tall, red skin. He's wearing silver kind of plate armor with gold trim, and his horns kind of stick out from the back of his head and stick kind of like windswept backwards. He moves forward to the round table, kind of staring at each of you for just a moment. Says, "I'm glad you guys are finally here. You four are going to be sent on a very special mission, and I'm here to tell you about the order you're about to join." Have any of you heard of the Blades of Benthir?
I mean, I'll take a history check.
Yeah, you, both Hafafax and Kilton Vosh should be able to take a history check on this one.
Okay.
20.
Ooh.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good check. Yikes, we're... Five?
Okay. So Kilthgrin Vosh does not know this, but Hafafax knows that the Blades of Benthir were a ancient kind of fraternity or resistance force. Essentially, when the hundreds and hundreds of years ago, long before written history, the Dragonborn and various other races lived on this same island, and in a fight against kind of an ambiguously shaped old gods, it's not quite too sure what these people looked like or actually were. These Blades of Benthir were a resistance force against these old gods, and essentially fought to free the island from their rule. They were named the Blades of Benthir because of a mountain that is in the Athtok, Dragonborn Isles, called the Mountain of Benthir, and that's essentially where they had their hideouts.
Okay. So half the facts would say, yes, they are a guerrilla warfare group of legend. Defeated the primordial old gods near the mountains of Benthir.
Yes, you have already shown quite promise. Not many, but the most studied of Dragonborn know the history of the Blades of Benthir.
I am unlike most Dragonborn, Commander.
Well, this is another time in history where the Blades of Benthir are going to be formed again.
It will be a great honor.
He will introduce himself. He says, I am Clarith Revorcus, and I am the head of the Office of Sensitive Political Operations in the Athtok Council. I put together special groups of adventurers like yourself to form contingents and kind of a rebirth of the Blades of Benthir. And instead of pushing out old gods from our Dragonborn Isles, instead this time we will push the Afshar Kingdom and the Enthalore Collective from our lands once and for all. I've already sent a dozen other groups overseas to begin their operations, and you will join their ranks overseas. So he's going to pull out a dagger. So if you guys see the slides, slide number 5, there's kind of like a red dagger. So essentially, it says Basilisk Dagger on the picture, but it's actually like a red dragon dagger. Essentially, he explains that this was crafted from an actual full-size dragon. The scales of that were sharpened down to be these daggers. These are proof of your allegiance to the Blades of Benthir, and he gives one of them to each of you, and it's a dagger +1.
Oh. Neat.
Nice.
So you
Nice.
can keep that. They will also say, on your mission, you will, you may find yourself needing to ask me for further missions or to send back pertinent information. So we'll take out a sending stone. So it's kind of like a pink crystal shard that essentially is able to pass messages anywhere on this plane of existence to the what do you call it? The other shard it's attuned with, essentially. So when you guys use this, when your team sends messages back, my team of intelligence operatives here will be ready to receive them. You each were picked to go on this task for your special capabilities. It's imperative that the only person who sends messages through this sending stone is Dean Wiley. He speaks a very specific and unknown language of the Iluran people. We have a team of other Iluran who will be back at the Athtok Council headquarters, essentially, and will be receiving these messages. It appears that our adversaries have figured out how to listen in to sending stones that they are not attuned with.
Mm.
Are there any
Clever.
questions so far? Okay, then he will continue. So, your operation is to help our conventional forces take over and finally push out the Enthalore Collective from the southern colonies. We will send you behind enemy lines, and it is imperative that you recruit the partisan forces, those who have been under the boot of the elves for far too long, and leverage them to help destroy things like supply lines, outposts, and other equipment outposts, so the conventional army can get an upper hand and take them on. You may be asked to help make a landing zone of our watercraft safe, or assassinate certain leaders. The missions that you will receive will vary based on what the army requires of you. This office, the Office of Sensitive Political Operations, is not known to most. Only the highest ranking officials know of its existence. You must not tell anyone of your association with the Blades of Benthir, and you do not exist to the traditional Dragonborn or Athtok Council army.
So what will they believe that we are doing in an active war zone?
Well, I think that will depend on which person you see. I think that very few will believe you as traitors, but none will understand the severity of your task. We will get you set up with some Foreign Legion officials to the south, and I'm sure they would be able to clear your name if you ever got into any trouble.
To be clear, this is Marcus asking this, not Athfax. The Foreign Legion is a separate entity to the Blades of Benthir.
Yeah, so kind of like so if you're like the Foreign Legion, you're like a variety of races and peoples that form the Athtok Council's military. Within that, this is almost like the CIA of that. So this is a secretive organization to conduct irregular warfare, essentially. Guerrilla warfare.
Follow-up question very quickly. I know, so like we know each other separately because of the 2 0 sessions, but is this the first time we're meeting like as a full group?
Yes, this would be, yeah.
Okay.
I'll say the first difficult challenge you will face is inserting yourself behind enemy lines. So he'll pull out a map and kind of show you the layout of the battle. There's currently an impasse. We're having quite a bit of difficulty moving our operatives from the southern colonies into the Enthalore Collective. The bridges are totally shut down, and the waterways are heavily patrolled. However, I believe that if you meet a Jaguar Tabaxi by the name of Raj Hari Krishnan in the Port Sapphire, he will be able to help you get to your operation location.
And how do we know of Raj's allegiances to the Athtok Council?
He is the commander of the 3rd Division of the Foreign Legion.
Ah. I would say qualified. By my...
But he is a trustworthy fighter who has fought in Foreign Legion for a dozen years and even more conflicts. He resides in Port Sapphire to the south of the southern colonies. So I have helped charter a ship for you all to travel down to the south.
Appears we are ready.
Well, unless any of you have further questions or requirements or reservations, I suggest you go to the docks and look for Orok Guildscale. He's a orange dragonborn who will help you get to the southern colonies.
I'm going to grab the sending stone and I'll slide it to Bean.
Bean will take it and shake it a little bit next to his head, and then
Just a crystal.
just put it into his his robes.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Come, we are burning torchlight to the port."
Okay, you guys would all like to go to the port?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it's quite a bustling port. The Athtok Council has not truly started like combat operations, if you will. So a lot of its war vessels and frigates and things like that, caravels, are all still at the docks being loaded up with troops and supplies and weapons. It's quite the bustling scene.
Can we talk a little on our journey there, just to get to know each other?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Mhm.
Artifacts, it's good to see you off the Dragonborn Isles. I believe you still owe me a dragon chess match.
Yes. Although, given the circumstances, I could not say it's particularly a good way to meet. Kithgrin.
Why not? Seems like a noble enough task, one for men of our skill.
Um,
Better than being
What?
a common killer in the Foreign Legion.
being born into the nobility, I did not expect to be requested on the front lines of a burgeoning war. My intellect is best served elsewhere, but I am duty-bound to my house.
I relish the opportunity, but I suppose we are of different stations after all.
Certainly. And what of your marmoset? This bean.
This one has informed me actually that they're all named Bean, and so it's actually quite offensive and confusing to call him Bean. I made that mistake, and then every single one of them was Bean. This one is Wiley, although he has informed me that I can refer to him as whatever I want. I tried Chickenfoot for a while, which did work. He does respond to that, but there is likely a better name, a more succinct, correct name.
I'll say, Wiley, it is a pleasure to meet you.
I can be referred to as Bean. Everything that he says, much like his actions in life, are uneducated and wild.
I would concur there. I say, Kithgrin has been requesting to lose games of dragon chess for a decade.
But I do not hesitate for the challenge. And that is all one can ask for in life.
Much of your behavior can end at just, I do not have.
I take that as a compliment, because I do not hesitate.
Okay.
Um,
Also, just for, Bean doesn't walk, he is built kind of bipedal, but he mostly walks like a red panda. So he kind of trots on all fours. Because he carries his primary weapon is a crossbow. It's a light crossbow, but it's not built for a Lawrence. It's a human light crossbow, so it's almost the size of his body.
mhm.
So he straps it over his back, and it's decently heavy. So he walks on all fours to better distribute it. Because if you walk bipedal, it's kind of
You use gloves. Actually, no. Have to actually just say this as you're walking. It's like, Wiley, do you utilize gloves?
No. Why? Do I need gloves? He's gonna look at his hands.
I would think you would, given you are a quadrupedal creature.
Oh. My tribe do not like to separate ourselves from the earth. I also don't wear shoes. And he looks down at his, his back paws.
But your feet are spongy
Yes.
and prone to harm, unlike the ironclad scales of the red Dragonborn.
Oh, I have walked among many a surface. I feel as though my feet are prepared for anything that the spirits of nature have to offer.
I would consider gloves.
Your advice is noted. You are smarter than this other one.
Do the spirits of nature create glass, or is that some other element? A different spirit?
There
Can
is
you
no
walk on
glass
broken
spirit.
glass?
I can. I wouldn't recommend it, but I have before.
Oh, that sounds awful. But I would be up for the challenge.
Excuse me, I have been rude. This is a operative I have met within the field. His name is Ori, and he is of the what's it called? Oh, the uncivilized Aarakocra tribes. Bound to the vassalhood of the great Athtok Council.
That is not the nature of our relationship.
Perhaps to you.
We are all comrades now.
That has yet to be seen.
But it will be seen.
Well, I think by duty we are bound to be comrades, Ori. But I was just talking about Ori's general station within the hierarchy of this great council. Flashing him a look.
Yes, I am employed by the council at the behest of my people and for their betterment and nothing else.
Wiley's gonna trot over and stand up on all two and say, "Creature of the air," and reach out his hand. It seems that we are in similar positions here, fighting a war for the betterment of our people on behalf of all the Allurans. I hope that when you move on from this world, the spirits treat you kindly.
He kind of leans back a little bit and tilts his head at you, and then extends instead of his hand, he sticks out his talon to shake your hand.
He'll shake the talon like his tiny hand.
What I was confused by your many names. What is your preference?
I am Wiley of the family of Bean. It is a tribal name that most of my kind, my family within my species have been named for hundreds of years. You can refer to me as Bean or Wiley or Bean Wiley.
I will call you Wiley of the family of Bean.
I see. Do you speak other languages?
I do.
He's gonna say, in Orc. Do you speak Orc?
I don't respond.
He's gonna say in common. Okay, and then go back to to walking.
A strange creature.
I'll say in Orcish. Wiley, you would find it curious that the orc amongst us does not speak his mother tongue. And I will nod to Kithkin.
Wiley will, while still on all fours, turn around and look at Athfax and say, given his intellect, it does not surprise me. I am impressed at his ability to speak the common language.
Kilthgren, not understanding any of this, will say in Orcish, "Hello, my name is Kilthgren Fosh."
Okay, so you guys continue on your walking, and you had been given a direction to go, so you have a pretty good idea of where this ship is. Like I said, the docks are quite busy. There's a bustling about of kind of like a sense of adventure and jubilation in the air as people are working to, make weapons in the streets, pack bags, move them onto ships. Quite the, optimistic atmosphere about it. So you guys approach where the ship you're heading to is, and you see a kind of an orangish yellow dragonborn who is in front of kind of a smaller one of the warships, and he is barking orders to various sailors who pack supplies, mostly dragonborn, but various races in there as well, pack supplies onto the ship. I put a picture of what this character looks like on slide 5.
Bean will walk up to the dragonborn and say, "Hello." In Draconic, he says to him, "Hello, my name Bean Wiley. I speak little Draconic. I try get better. Hello."
He will look at you kind of quizzically, and he'll respond back in Dragonborn, or Draconic. "You are quite the odd specimen."
We are agreed.
Bean Wiley says in Draconic, "How say specimen," the way that he said it, in common.
And he will say, "Weird creature." It's not a great translation.
Okay. Bean will get offended. Enough.
Are you here to apply for a job ringing sales? I'm sure we could put you on the some tiny pieces of rope all the way up on the top.
We are here for an elementary school lesson in basic Draconic grammar and syntax, actually. And then Hathafax is going to say, wait, quick thing. This is the person that we were told is going to ferry us, right?
You haven't asked him yet, but this is the location where you were told to go to.
No, but we were also given a name, right?
Oh yes, you haven't asked him, but yeah. It's we're on
Yeah, no, I know.
scale.
But guild, yeah. So this, okay, yeah. I'm going to say we are looking for a shipwright by the name of Guild Scale. Presumably, you are he.
That is me. Although I would like to say, I don't consider myself an expert on syntax. However, I know at least a dozen swears in Draconic and a variety of other languages.
Humorous. Now then, I'll say, we have little time for jokes, shipwright. The Athtok Council seeks us passage on this very boat. Gesturing to the boat. Let us aboard.
He looks at you a little quizzically again, too. He mutters something under his breath about 2 specimens, not just one. But he says, "All right, your fare has been paid by the government, but keep in mind that I am no military no military man, and none of my people are either. We are tradesmen, and your rank has no authority here.
Common is war. We are all soldiers now, or we will be soon. Especially where we sail.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you all will fight and do what you were told and what you think is just. But on this ship, what matters is my crew, their safety, and getting paid.
Well, you will get paid.
I already have.
He has been paid.
I've been paid. So the only thing that could possibly happen now is that you either are a danger to my crew, or you stay very quiet and still on the ship ride, and you don't make any trouble for us.
I assure you that, given a problem, we will be the ones saving you, shipwright.
He'll scoff and say, then get aboard. We've got roughly a 25-day sail to the Southern Isles, and the water, I can tell, is going to be quite choppy.
I'll just walk on.
It's like a little plank, because the dock doesn't really, the ship doesn't really come right at the right level, so you kind of have to walk up a little bit of a plank.
A gangplank.
Yeah, like a gangplank. Get to the ship. It's a pretty nice sized warship, so I've got kind of a schematic drawn for you. But in terms of like the scope of how many people are on it, you'll have the captain, his variety of crew members, a first mate, bosun, quartermaster, cook, cleric. We have about 25 sailors and then 8 siege engineers / other rigging type of people. So you have a good 30, 35 other people on board this ship who will fit into this. Fit to it.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I believe you guys were just boarding the ship.
Yeah.
Would you like to ask Auroch Guild Scale anything else before you all go underway?
What is your name?
My name is Auroch Guild Scale. So you can call me Captain.
Very well, Captain. You may call me Ori.
Fine name. I don't suppose a bird man like yourself will like being in the bottom part of the ship for too long.
The what?
Your people, what are they? Birds?
We are the Aarakocra. Where are you telling me I need to stand?
I'm saying that you will be traveling for 25 days, and the lower deck is on the bottom of the boat. That's where you guys will all be sleeping.
That does sound unpleasant.
Well, at least you'll have good company.
And
Who will that be?
Oh, we will be great comrades.
I did not catch your name.
Me?
Yes.
I am Kilthgren Vosh, servant of House Verdue.
Very well, Kilthgren Vosh, servant of House Verdux. You can call me Ori.
Dan, Bean is gonna walk onto this ship on all fours and start smelling. Can I roll an investigation? He's gonna make a beeline as fast as possible using his nose to get to where all the food is stored.
Okay, yes, you may. Give me
So I should warn
Alright.
you that Bean has been my problem since I met him, but now he is your problem as well.
Who do you say that to, Ori?
To both of you.
Okay.
I am not responsible for the actions of Wiley of the family of Bean.
All right, it's a 6, Dan. So
Okay, yeah. So you actually smell some interesting things that you presume to be the food and stored things like that. I mean, the type of food that gets stored on a ship is a lot of like dry food or fermented alcohol. So you run to that smell and you go to room number 9. Do you see what that is?
In the thing.
Yeah, it should be on the first.
Yes, I see it.
So there's a door there, and then on the inside is where you're getting the smell from.
Can I open the door?
Yep. It is a privy.
All right.
There are a bunch of toilets that line the the kind of the back of the boat. So as people take a poop, it would just kind of slide down the back of the ship.
All right. Bean's gonna close the door.
Being wily.
Yeah, Bean's gonna close the door, and then run back up to the upper deck, where I'm assuming the group is, or if your guys are making your way down, like intersect. And he's just gonna say, "My nose is not as reliable on water as it is in the forest. That, and there's a small possibility that the food on this ship smells of fecal matter."
See.
So you guys are led to your kind of quarters, if you will, and that's going to be on hold, which is the very bottom of the ship, in room number 12. So this is, it looks empty, but this is where basically all the passengers and cargo are going to be. So in addition to being paid to take you guys to the Southern Isles, there's also a variety of war equipment and supplies that kind of fill the bottom of the hold near your sleeping holes.
Can I during the voyage, and I'm sure I'll have plenty of time, can Kilthgren kind of inspect and go through all of the war equipment and see what's there?
Yeah, so unless you guys, so you guys have a couple options. Right, one, you can continue to like talk to people and do various things. Otherwise, we'll go into kind of like a time speed up thing. Essentially, we're gonna fast forward through different parts of this 25-day journey, and you can just describe what you do during that downtime.
I'm fine kind of jumping through.
Yeah, so 25 days of downtime, huh?
One of the reasons why is I kind of want you guys to get a sense of how big this world is and how long it takes to travel, even by boat, like that stretch of that arrow. And I imagine this campaign might take place over the course of a year of actual, days within the world.
Well, what would Half-orcs want to do in the downtime?
Bean is going to ask Ori if there is an Aarakocran language.
Yes.
Will you teach me?
For what purpose?
So that I may converse in your mother tongue as a sign of respect.
Surely we already share a mutual language.
Yes, but what if I am to meet other Aarakocra in my travels?
My people are well traveled and we do speak a number of languages, so you should be able to find one that you are able to communicate with them in.
I see. So this is a guarded language. I respect your decision.
I have not made a decision.
Oh.
have just informed you of the facts. But you are correct, it is a guarded language, so I will not be teaching it to you.
I see.
During this time, can I catalog and see what's in the hold?
Yeah. So, briefly too, so meanwhile, what would you like to spend your downtime doing?
Try to figure that out right now, actually. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, yeah, something to think about. Yeah, it doesn't have to be crazy if you guys just, hang out with the crew, get some sun when you can, read your books downstairs. Just, if you wanted to get any more information or talk to certain people or see certain things, when you get the opportunity to. But yes, so, you can pretty easily inspect the equipment. So, it's a variety of armors, weapons from leather to plate. Additionally, there are ballista, arrows, and kind of like siege equipment pieces, some other construction equipment, and tools for construction.
I have half plate. Is there any chance that I could find the other half of the plate that I'm missing to make a full plate?
So you're telling me you would like to steal?
Well, if this is, or I'm gonna say as Gilthgren's saying as he looks at it, if this is for the war effort, I'm the war effort. I see no harm in it going to the right hands.
So if that's something you would like to do is wait for a time when people are either asleep or not looking or something like that, you could attempt to steal to have a full soda plate mill. I would say there's maybe 25 or so in the hold. So if they have done their accounting well, they will know that one has been removed.
I think Gilthgren would know that he needs to go to somebody with more experience in these matters, and so during a game of Dragon Chess that he's probably losing, he will say sort of the same thing I said before, and be like, Artifacts, if we are the war effort and gear down here is for the war effort, do you think it would be wrong to supplement a few crucial items for our mission?
I do not at all. And I will help you in gaining some armament if that is what is on your mind, Vosh.
I was thinking a set of full plate would increase our mission's chance of success.
As do I. Let us do that. How about I distract the rabble on the lower deck and you acquire the armaments with haste.
Do you think that your forgery skills could alter the ledger just a slight bit? It would be no crime if nothing was missing.
Indeed. Yes. It says, we'll distract them, you will acquire the plate mail, and then I will later change the documentation where necessary.
Sounds like a plan. Should we encourage our other comrades to join us in this morale-making mission?
These are, though our comrades are simpler folk, more focused on other baser tasks. I think they will not see the importance of this.
You're probably right. Half the facts, you're always right. You know me. If you ever need something done, just don't feel like you need to explain it to me. I won't hesitate.
I'm counting on it. And it's going to... Alright, I'll go to where is the armament stored specifically?
Yeah, that's all going to be stored in the hold. So generally, people aren't there all the time, but there's usually an occasional person or two who's sleeping or taking a rest because they'll kind of split shifts across the.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go down, or I'll go to the number 8, and I'll see is anyone down on in section 12, the hold.
Yeah, we'll say there's 2 people who are sleeping there right now.
In the hold.
Yeah, so the hold is where people sleep as well as all the gear is held.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kind of like I would imagine it's like split into 2, maybe towards the stairs or where people sleep, and then back towards 13, which you guys know is the Armory. However, that's locked. Yeah, that's where the supplies are.
All right, 2 people sleeping. This is easy. All right, I'll just go up and I'll pick the lock. Is there a lock to speak of in section 13?
So if you want to go into the Armory, yes, but the armor is held in number 12.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. There's like the stuff they're shipping, which is in
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, can we identify?
Do you want me to stand by the stairs to make sure nobody comes and bothers you?
Yeah. Yes.
That's a task I'm much more suited for than stealth.
Yeah. So can I see? Is it obvious where the plate is stored, or is it like are they labeled?
Yeah, you've like been able to see them loading it on like the first day. They are all locked, so you will have to try to break that lock or pick it or something like that.
All right. Well,
you know where they are generally because you watched them load it up on day 1 and saw it, being put in place, etc.
Is there windows here? Portholes?
Not on the first floor now.
Okay. Okay. So, what we need to do. Oh, I know what I'll do. Alright, I will. They're sleeping, right?
Yep, just dozing off.
Okay. So. And they're just like random, like, ship hands?
Yeah, some sailors. They might be asked to, go do some rowing or rig some sails.
Okay. I will, okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to craft, using my poisoner's kit, some sleep poison. So, I want to have done that.
Yeah, sure.
So, going by the rules or whatever, type of poison. So, we can have this be ingested. So that's +2. So the DC is 7. And then the DC can be increased by 1 per rank. So reaching DC 15 would cost 5 points. Okay. So crafting. For example, reaching the DC of the poison is enough going beyond. Okay. Do you want me to roll to have created this poison? Or do you want me to just have some of the basic?
You can have some of it, assuming you take your time. Like there's no rush to steal this plate now, I assume. So maybe you can take a day or 2 and get it right.
Yeah. All right. So some from the base book, it's I think it's drow poison. One moment.
And Ori, what do you think your character is doing during his downtime?
Ori's probably not really talking to anybody. And not in a rude way. If people talk to him, he'll talk to them. But he's definitely not going out of his way to make friends with the crew. He's definitely spending as much time outside as possible. He probably flies around a fair amount every other day or so just to flex his muscles, but he doesn't ever lose sight of the ship. Just mentally preparing for what's to come, I suppose.
Okay. I'll hit this guy with some essence of ether, which is inhaled. So I'm gonna just this person's sleeping, so I'm just gonna put it under his nose.
Okay, yeah, there were two people, so you're gonna.
We'll have to do one at a time, presumably, right?
Yep. Okay, yeah.
So,
what's the DC?
15.
So he got a 10. I forgot I had the +1, but he got a 10.
Alright, he's out. He's out for 8 hours.
Damn.
Oh, God.
Hopefully he doesn't have a shift to go work.
Yeah, well.
And
then I'm gonna
Is there like does it say like there's a side effect if they wake up really groggy?
well, so they have the poisoned condition and they're unconscious is what the effect is. And if they can be shaken awake or they take damage, they wake up from unconsciousness. So someone can spend their action to wake them up. I'll do the same thing to the other sleeping deckhand.
Okay. He gets a nat 1, so he's done. He's
Alright.
done now.
These guys are
Easy game! So now with this, I will now try and pick the lock. If there's a lock on the chesty.
Yep, there is. Give me a roll.
Alright, well, I rolled a 12 plus my... so I have Thieves' Tools, so what would you like me to do? Sleight of Hand, or would you like me to just do the Thieves' Tools plus Dex? Or Proficiency Bonus plus Dex.
Proficiency bonus plus dex seems right to me, unless you guys have any other opinions.
Yeah. Plus 5. 17.
Okay, yeah. It was a 15, so you're good. You're able to bust the lock open.
Easy. Alright, I'll say easy. And I'll reveal that there's plate mail in this chest, right?
Yep. And take a perception roll, Marcus.
Alright.
Or Halifax.
11.
Okay. You hear the creaking sounds of board sounds of someone walking down the stairs.
So should we cut to me, who's standing in the stairway?
Yep. So it kind of like goes down from the
Okay.
the what do you call it?
Yeah,
Lower
so,
deck.
well,
So you just like hear that someone is like moving from the lower deck, trying to come down.
yeah, Vosh is at the front of the stairway. Kithgrin is at the front of the stairway, so.
I just want to make sure you get that. So yeah, Vosh, what you're gonna see is someone kind of like getting ready to walk down.
Well, so, one last thing before it, just to color the scene. I'm going to start putting this armor on.
Okay, what is the dawn time for
It's-
plate mail?
It's like 20 minutes or something ridiculously long.
You don't have just like a bag you can put it in? Because I figured I was gonna put it in a pack and not use it until I was off the ship.
Plate mail?
Yeah, I actually do.
Backpack?
So, what I was thinking is, alright, so you're right, so I'm not going to don this.
Yeah.
I have a bag of holding, so I'm just going to put it in the bag of holding.
Good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, in this chest, is it just plate armor?
Yeah, it's a bunch of plate armors. Each box
Alright, let's take one.
presumably a group of things. Like one is a bunch of plate armor, one is a bunch of leather armor, one's a bunch of swords. You know.
But bunch of Under Armour by Tom Brady.
Leather armor, yeah.
Alright, I will just put one in the bag of holding, and I'll relock the chesty.
Okay.
But meanwhile, yeah, someone else.
Obviously, if Kilford Vosh just steps aside here, then someone's gonna presumably see Half-orc. So you see just a run-of-the-mill sailor, you know, who is attempting to. Actually, you know what? It's not just a run-of-the-mill sailor. This is going to be Bazorgi. He is the ship's bosun.
As he comes down, I'll turn to just be fully walking the staircase, stretching out, doing a little aerobics, and I'll look at him and I'll say, "Mosey, you do not want to go down there."
So he will say, "My name is Zorgi, and as the bosun of this ship, all parts of its hull are under my domain, so what could possibly be down here that is not for me?
Alright. Is it Bazorgi?
Let me spell it out there, yes.
Yeah, no, please take your time.
Zorgi.
Oh, no,
No.
I'm talking to the character.
Okay, he says B. O.
Wait, I'm taking, I'm pulling out a pad of parchment and a quill. And I'll say, oh, do you have any ink on you?
I mean, there's some in the armory. If you would just let me get by, I could show you.
Oh, you don't want to go down there. What? I have a little bit of ink left. So it's a B.
O.
O. Z. Now there's different Z's in different languages. Does this one have the cross through it, or is it just a standard Z?
Okay, give me a whatever roll do you want to do here? So you can get some
What?
D20s
Let's
rolling.
see. Yeah, I will do.
I think it's either performance, weirdly enough, or like persuasion. That the fact
No,
that it's like
it's for sure deception. I think in deception it literally says when you're trying to fast talk a guard or something. That it's deception.
I'll throw a deception.
yeah.
Yeah, dull someone suspicious with false assurances, maintain straight face while telling lies. You're deceiving this dude.
16.
16?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. He says, okay, and I thought I was the less intelligent of the crew. B.
Why would you say that about yourself? Did someone on the crew say that to you?
Well, and then he'll let down. People are always saying, the Zorgi do this, the Zorgi do that. But I'm the senior most rate of the deck underneath the captain. And yet, to him, I might as well just be another sailor.
That really hurts. Do you get a bigger share than other members of the crew?
I do, but let's face it, I work twice as hard for only a quarter more pay.
And I bet you're here all the time. I mean, what even if you had the money, what would you spend it on?
Well, I have no family to go back to. They have all left me, and the tier runs down as high.
Zorgi, can I get you a drink in the mess hall?
Yeah, I think I could use that right about now. He's gonna start to tear up a little bit more. It's not fair, he says. And he'll regale you stories about his wife who left him for a different ship. Only that person was the first mate.
Wow.
You could never compete against that.
Kilthgren's gonna listen, and Kilthgren might even make a friend.
Yeah, so you guys end up hanging out on the. Let's see, where is that?
Well, funnily enough, there is a downtime thing that does in Xanathar's guide that does let you befriend people in the downtime. So we could do that, Jackson, as your downtime.
Yeah, you spend some time in the officers' quarters. That's where he is, and he just takes you back there and drinks some nice mead and talk about his problems.
Talk about his problems. While we'll probably cut back soon, but while I'm talking to him, can I find out what the ledger situation on the ship is? All they keep track of so much material.
Yeah, let's see. We do have a few different positions on the boat here, and I wouldn't want any boat aficionados to be correcting me on this one. So
Yeah.
it'll probably be held by the quartermaster by the name of Quentin, who also resides in the officers' quarters.
And how long has Quentin been on the ship?
Well, he boarded the ship the day you got on, but you mean like how long has he been a part of the Stellar Wind crew?
Yeah, well, I'm just continuing my my therapy session with Borso here.
Zorgi? Yeah, so you learn the crew.
Borzoi.
The crew is a pretty tight dozen voyages back and forth from various places.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll probably just continue doing that and maybe trying to. Kilthgren's kind of an affable guy, so he'll probably try to get to know more of the crew.
Yeah.
While he's finally in the officers' mess hall, finally getting to know some folks.
Yeah, you definitely get much nicer food in the officers' quarters.
I won't tell Wiley.
So yeah, well, what he found, what he thought was food was, well, he probably didn't want to try it. So, okay, does anyone have any other things they particularly want to do before we go to our next scene?
So, how long does this take? How long does this take?
Does anybody know if Dragon Chess would be intellect or wisdom?
It's intellect.
Yeah, that sounds like an
Shit.
intellect game to me.
Okay, that's rough. I might have a slight negative in intellect. But don't hold it against me.
Well, you don't also win that game very often at all, right? So.
Yeah, but I wanted to do out the probability of I guess I'm proficient. My proficiency bonuses. So I have because I'm -1 in int, so I'm +2. What's your int modifier, Marcus? And I'm assuming you're proficient in Dragon Chess.
So yes, I am proficient, and my int is +2, so I'd be a 5 +5 on the roll.
5 to my +1.
Yeah. Well, I think we need the ledger to.
Oh yeah, we do need to forge the ledger.
So I need to probably likely sleight of hand or something this ledger, or well, one we need to figure out where it is, and then I have to probably extract it and forge it.
Yes, you learn pretty quick that from your conversations, Vosh, that the quartermaster Quinton, in his quarters, the officers' quarters, where there are 4 beds for the bosun, the first mate, the cleric, and then the quartermaster. They have their little office spaces too. The quartermaster, his ledgers and documents are there.
Okay, well, then I'm going to. Hello. I'm going to. Can I be let in the officers' quarters, or is that something I can just bust on in?
You want to be someone would have to invite you. It'd be very weird for you to just walk in there by yourself.
Well, maybe kill. Maybe I can silo on up next to this Quentin guy and try and befriend him. Can I lay the whammy down on this guy?
Yeah, if you want to try to talk to him. So you can imagine that during the daytimes, the quartermaster, the bosun and the shipmate are out on the deck, and the cleric is out treating the sick and wounded. So there are many times during a day where the only person in the office would be the quartermaster. However, it would be during the daytime. There'd be many people outside who would see you enter, etc.
All right. Well, I'm going to strike up a conversation. I'm going to say, "Good afternoon, quartermaster."
Okay, and you're doing this in his offices. He says, "It is another afternoon for sure."
I'm going to say, it just come to my attention. I was downstairs the other day, and I noticed a couple of your sailors dozing off in the lower hold during a work day. Is that something common?
I heard, actually. My other sailors were telling me that they had walked down on two sailors who were way past asleep and wouldn't get woken up by, simple yelling. I think the two of them had far too much to drink the night before. I've talked to the cook to maybe ration the alcohol a little bit more.
Yes, I remember the servants of House Infinitus had similar problems. And I'm going to say, actually, many would consider my job that of a quartermaster's job back before I was incorporated into this foreign legion. And he's going to say, it certainly is an unrequited, what's the word? It's a thankless job, is it not?
It is. I sit here most days and I add up these numbers, and sometimes they add up correctly and sometimes they don't. And I have to make sure that everything arrives, in peace, and ensure that all of our other supplies don't get mixed in with the things we're transporting,
Of course. As an arbiter of the Athtok Council, I found myself doing many audits on vessels. May I look at your books? Perhaps I could lend my experience. Perhaps save you some time by showing you a few tricks from the way we do it in the Athtok Council bureaucracy.
You fancy doing math? That is, you must be quite the bored dragonkin to be wanting to add numbers for fun.
I have specialties and advantages that allow me to be quick-witted and brilliant. I would recommend you don't... if you want to save some time, I'd recommend you take me up on my offer, Quentin.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
Medium. 12.
That's good enough. This guy doesn't particularly have very strong desires on doing the accounting himself. So he'll say, the last task I got asked to do was counting arrows. It was a huge shipment. And it shows you this kind of outdated log from a previous shipment with dozens and dozens of crates of arrows with all different numbers of arrows in each crate.
I see. Now, have you considered doing it by alchemist weight? And I'm going to tell him a system where you weigh a bundle of arrows, and then you can tell the weight of it equals that many arrows, and you can multiply by how many bundles you have, and that's the count, something like that. And then I'm going to say, let's take something else, and then I'll be on the ledger. I'll be like, I'll flip through the pages until I find the plate.
Okay.
And I will tell him, we can weigh this crate here of plate, being the one that I tampered.
Yeah.
And then I say, we can weigh this one, and then we can count from there.
He says that's...
Oh, no, sorry, not that one. I'll specifically do not that one. We can weigh this one, and we can count from there, when they all weigh the same.
That's actually quite an interesting method. So it says here there's 25 plate mails downstairs. So how does that work? Do I weigh one plate mail and then all of the plate mails and see if it is 25 times that single plate mail?
You merely need to weigh the crate. You can save so much time.
But how do I know how much? How do I break it out? Because I didn't weigh it already.
No, each crate will contain, let's say, 5 plate mails, and we have 5 crates. And therefore, if we weigh each crate and they all weigh the same, we know each is 5, and we don't need to unpack the armor, sort the armor, all that. We merely know that is how the crates, the count then.
He says that does make sense. It seems like you're feeding 2 birds with one stone and accomplishing 2 things at once.
Yes, exactly. This was something that I had devised on Shackleton Street in the Athtok Council financial district at my former place of employment in the Arbiter's Bureau.
He says that sounds like a good idea. I'd like to see how this would work. I'm more of a visual learner. Would you like to come help me do that? In the hole?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to okay, I'm going to we're gonna go down okay, we're gonna go down the stairs together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and trip him down the stairs.
Okay. Yeah, give me what type of roll you think that would be? Athletics?
Probably just like an attack, honestly.
Okay, yeah, that seems fair to me. He's the plainclothes human, so.
Oh, baby. Well, I'm not trained in unarmed, so just 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, so I blast him down the stairs. And then I'm going to run after him. And I'm going to be like, oh heavens, what has happened here? And I'm going to run down the stairs with him, and then I'm going to hit him with the potion. I'm going to hit him with some sleep potion.
Okay. Let's see if he fails it.
Alright, he's out. So then I'm going to do two things. So I'm going to reopen the crate.
Yeah.
Reopen the chest. Can I get advantage on this lockpick because I did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is higher than the last roll. It's like a 24 or something.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to open it up real fast, and then I'm going to put in. I'm just going to put in. Literally anything that's grabbable around me. It might even be a smaller box, and I'm just going to put it.
Yeah, some nice, like, there's a bunch of mattresses around and some,
I have all-
boxes, things like that.
I probably have all of the pieces to my armor that I don't need because I have half plate and I'm going to full plate. So
Oh, yeah. All right.
Armor. I'll have probably sorted what I don't need.
So you'll be down. So you'll see me do all this, right?
Yeah.
Because you'll be on the
So I
steps.
can,
Yeah. So we'll just put the plate, the breastplate in there, and then I need to like Indiana Jones style, like take things.
I have 40 pounds of chain.
Okay, so we'll put an appropriate amount of chain we think approximates the weight of the plate that we removed to compensate for that.
Vosh has a very interesting story about how he has such an incredible amount of chain.
Let's just say the people who I
Actually,
I think you have as much chain as you could literally carry.
I'll ask him. As we're feeding chain in the box, we'll be like, Kithgren, why exactly do you have so much chain here?
Wiley needed me to take care of someone, and then I want to make it look like bandits did it, and so I got to it, and I forgot to dispose of it.
And then I'm going to
carry it around. Honestly, I'm going to miss the weight. It's been
close the box, relock it, and then feel like, do the boxes feel like they're the right?
Yeah, it's quite hard for you to lift up because they're like roughly 5 big.
Yeah.
So they're probably each like, I don't know, 300 pounds.
Well, Kithgren can probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's part of it. At least do the feeling part.
Yeah, you get your deadlift action on, and they feel pretty similar.
Okay, well, and then I'm going to use my. Can I use my thieves' tools to destroy the scale?
Why would you want to destroy the scale?
Actually, yeah, never mind.
That's what holds it all together.
Yeah, no, I think. Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna think about it a different way because now we've already knocked this guy out, so we didn't need to do some of it. But
well, now he's going to do it by scale, so you're all set, right?
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Go and call the medic.
Yeah. So
This guy fell down the stairs in his hair. Pretty
yeah.
bad.
So now we're gonna run. We're gonna run back to the body now that everything's the same weight. And we're gonna put. And I'm gonna have you, Kithgren, can you reroll the boxes? So this is like on the bottom of the stack, so they're not going to pick this one away. Yeah, all right, and to open if someone does open it, and then so now I'll yell, "We'll need a medic! Somebody! For God's sake!" Yeah, I guess, by the gods! We need a medic! Someone get the cleric! I'll yell, "The quartermaster has fallen!" And I'm going to shake him awake.
Man underboard!
Okay. Kind of a chunky and greasy man comes huffing and puffing down the stairs. And
Corvus.
He's like looking around. He's like, kind of looking at one of you to do something. Like, what happened?
So I shook awake the cleric, Quentin, because he just needs to be shaken awake to wake up. And he's still, and I'll say, Quentin took a nasty fall and got knocked on the head. I think he was unconscious for a little while, Sir Cleric.
And the cleric will like, so what am I supposed to do? He looks like he's waking up, and then Quentin will go.
I'm going to say, well, I'm not the cleric. Isn't that your job?
Yeah. And he's gonna take out a big swig thing of water, and he's just gonna like start spraying it all over Quentin. Bunch of cold water sprayed all over Quentin.
All right, Quentin, do you want me to help you get back to the quarters?
The quarters. Yeah. I just want to get back to my quarters now. I think I need to sleep this off. You'd think after all these years of working on the Stellar Wind, I'd be able to keep my footing on a rocking boat, but I guess sometimes these legs don't keep me as steady as they should.
Well, everyone can't be perfect every part of every day.
So the cleric will help Quentin back and go to his bed.
All right, chest heist complete.
Okay, so Ori, Bean, Wiley, any particular things? Else we shall hit the fast forward button. Okay, so you guys see the on slide 3 and 4, I've got kind of just a breakout of the ship and all the different pieces of it, like floor levels. So the hold is the very bottom, then the lower deck is the second from the bottom, the main deck is, kind of like the top middle, and then the forecastle and quarter deck go on top of the left and right side of the main deck. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this will take place roughly, call it 23 days into your adventure after being underway. So what I'd like for you guys to do is place where you think your characters would be at about, call it like midnight, 1 in the morning, a very heavy, windy, heavy swells in the ocean, storm going on. And kind of what you think you would be doing there.
What?
Sorry, so basically we're skipping forward to roughly the 23rd / 24th day underway. And this is taking place at about midnight to 1 in the morning of what do you call it? Of being underway, and essentially it's a big storm, a lot of lightning, a lot of ocean, waves that are knocking you back and forth.
Bean is for sure on the quarter deck. So anytime any weather would have picked up on this, run up to the surface and like gone to the side where they're steering, like watch them steer and then watch the storm.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is quite the rocking back and forth. You're having a hard time not being accustomed to a ship, and certainly not a storm of this nature, to kind of stay still as the ship rocks back and forth. You find yourself sliding, left and right. Other than
Yeah.
that, the captain or guild scale is, continually barking orders to his sailors, who are all scattered across the kind of the main deck and forecastle and quarter deck areas.
Which deck
I
is
think-
the officers' lounge mess hall in?
So that's like number, I believe that's number 4. No, sorry, it's number 2. So that is the
Okay.
kind of underneath the quarter deck where you see those 4 beds are. That
Okay.
is the officers' quarters.
I think Kilfgren would have spent some time trying to get himself so that he can just walk in there. Gets along with everybody well enough, and he'll be trying to shelter the storm in there
Yeah.
with some of the finer things of life.
Okay. Yeah, and then as you can see, the lower deck, kind of like all those, that room number 8, those are where like people would sit and man oars. So there's a good dozen to 20 people who are manning the oars there.
I would be asleep at this, or attempt to be asleep at this point. Obviously,
I think same.
Yeah, I think that's generally the norm would be to be asleep in the hold at this time. But of course, maybe you were just happened to be going for a pee, or you'd like to spend some time on the quarter deck, what have you.
Well, what's there to do during the day? The days and the nights, they blend together at this point, trapped on this vessel.
Yeah, I think Ori was probably asleep in the hold, but has been shaken awake by the weather.
Okay, so yep, I will say that you guys are all doing your things at this time, whether sleeping or staying awake, but essentially trying not to throw up from the sickness of this ocean. And you hear an incredible crack, like that of thunder, but somehow louder and closer and just more full-bodied. Is the only way to describe
bold,
it. Bold.
aromatic, a deep,
Actually, speaking
everyday
of,
smoke.
Speaking of everyday aromatic, you can I get a perception roll? Or I guess this is a smell. What do you think that would be, guys?
That's perception.
Certainly. So, on the crack of whatever we just heard, I at this point, half the facts would wake up.
Yep.
Perception, you said, Dan?
Yes, a perception. This is for a smell.
Okay.
I don't think Ori was particularly smell adept.
20.
19.
Anything else from Ori Bean?
Yeah, I don't think Ori would be paying attention to smells.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a perception. Do. 26.
26, alright. So yeah, anyone who got over a 15 would know that this is a kind of like a cinnamony type of smell, like a very strong cinnamon smell. And that is indicative of a kind of a mineral called the spice that had been somewhat recently discovered, or at least recently used, which essentially was kind of like an ochre type of powder that, when ignited, kind of releases a lot of energy and also gives off a very pungent cinnamon smell. So that is the type of smell that you are getting.
Curious.
What?
Knowing this, Kilthgren would rush out onto the deck.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything in particular?
Yeah, I think my intent would be to rush out on the deck as well, although I was in a less convenient place than him.
I guess I would just move towards the smell.
Ori would follow Halifax.
Yeah, you can't really tell where the smell is. Also, it's pitch black, just so you guys know. You can't really tell where the smell is besides it's kind of just enveloping you and getting stronger and stronger around you.
Oh, okay. Then Can I roll? Do I know at least that I'm getting closer to that smell?
The smell is getting closer to you, I think would be a better way to describe it. You got a 27, so I think that's reasonable.
Got it.
Perceive that.
Okay, then yeah, Bean will just try to look out towards that direction.
Yeah, so you guys all kind of moved up towards the main deck then to get a better understanding of what was going on. So, let's see. The lookout on the very top, kind of, you can't really tell, but the main deck has kind of a, mast that kind of sticks up. The lookout will say, "Captain, it looks like the back of the boat is sinking a little bit." And Auroch Guildscale will bark out, what could you possibly mean by that?
Well, can we look at the back of the boat, or is that not feasible?
Yeah, you guys can try to go to number 7 and look down.
I'm sorry, I missed the descriptor. What was it?
Yeah, so basically the person who was on the top of the kind of the mast notices that the ship is kind of lurching almost backwards, like it is, like its weight is being unevenly distributed, and kind of like the front of it is coming up a little bit and the back of it is going down a little bit.
Well, I would like to ascend to the crow's nest at this point and start climbing up.
Okay.
Or rather, the nets, the climb nets. I just want to be on top of one of those.
Yeah.
One of the jib or whatever the fuck it is called.
Yeah, I got you.
Ori's gonna head to the back of the boat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, give me a perception roll. See if you see anything.
Me as well, or just Ori?
So yeah, anyone who's looking where you could reasonably look like over the back of the boat.
Yeah, I got a 7, so
I got a dirty 20.
Too focused on climbing.
Very good. So you see, it's very hard to see. You can just barely make it out in all the darkness and movement of the water. But it appears that water.
Oh, and I have dark vision.
Yeah, it's just because there's a lot of movement on the movement of the ocean. But that water seems to be entering the boat from the rear.
Ori looks back towards the group and says, "The boat is sinking."
Sinking, or Guildscale yells.
It appears water is coming in the boat.
If there's a leak in the hold, because he knows where parts of the ship. If there's a leak in the hold, we may be able to stop it if it hasn't reached past the armory.
Well, we were just in the hold, so would we have seen anything?
You didn't notice anything then, at least, after you all ran upwards. But also remember how there's a locked gate between the armory.
Oh, yes.
I think Kiltgren's going to rush downstairs, mainly thinking of his own possessions, wanting to make sure he has them.
Yeah, or Guildskill say, everyone, he'll point to you adventure. He says, make yourself useful. If there really is a leak in the armory, it's imperative that we plug that before it takes the ship down. My crew will guide the vessel from the top here, lest we capsize. It's quite rickety, and you know, they need all hands on deck to be able to ensure they don't sink just from the waters.
Well, I want to stay at the top here, but you three should go down.
Okay.
I kind of feel like I'm not sure what Ori would do. Like, I feel like he wouldn't want. Like, he definitely can't swim, so like
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I think he would probably want to stay up here as well.
Yeah, no, okay, so I'll say...
Bean will
I'll
just,
say trade places.
keep moving, like, quickly.
I'll say to Ori, I'll say, let us trade places, Ori. And I'm going to slide down the ropes like a fireman.
And Ori's just gonna, like, jump up with, like, a wing flap and end up where you were.
Okay, so could you guys put your location on where you are? So I see that there's a couple extra ones, but you can't be on both the the lower deck and the main deck at once. So
Nobody is.
yeah, I know. I
We
just see
were
these
all
extra.
up
I just see these extra.
Oh,
yeah.
that's because like it's harder to move them
Yeah, I just copied them
Slides?
because you can't
Yeah.
really move them.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
between slides. So if they're in the white area outside on the slide, they're not, or like off the slide. So I will be. So right now, I think Ori is the only one up top, right? The rest of us are.
Yeah.
Hold.
Yeah, I moved myself down to in slide 3. You'll see where I am. Yep.
Okay.
Move myself down.
Yeah, so what is quite obvious when you get back there now is that water is kind of leaking from where the armory is towards the in the hold. So
That's 13.
Yeah, so water from room 13 is going into room 12. It's not like a huge amount of water. It's just kind of coming from the bottom, and the door is not. It's not sealed tight, nor would it really ever be. It's just it's not really made for that. So there's maybe like an inch of clearance on the bottom and top of this door.
Bean is gonna stick his face and nose subsequently like down to the bottom of the. He's like moving and then like putting his hand under the. To try to feel if there's anything that he can feel other than water, obviously rushing from underneath.
Yeah, it's just quite a bit of water, and it definitely seems like it is increasing. Like,
Should I bust down this door?
Yes.
Can I take an athletics test to try and tear this door off its hinges?
yeah, go for it.
And just bash it in.
Dan.
16.
Yes.
Great.
The actually not. We'll play this out. Just go.
I want to aid Jackson, so roll with advantage.
Do you want me to roll again?
Yeah, well, you gotta roll with advantage.
Okay.
And I can aid at range, so.
Okay.
And I'll be saying, no! Pull it from the hinges, not there!
Well, pulling it from the hinges was worse. So I'll give it an initial budge, and then I'll pull it from the hinges, and I'll shake my head, and I'll just kick it, and that'll be a 16.
16. Yep, that's good enough. So you kick it. It's kind of like relatively loose wood, so it takes a couple kicks. But as you do that, you realize that the door was holding back more of this water, coming in. So as you kick holes in it, more and more water comes in. What you can clearly see, so this is the armory where the kind of ships, equipment for its sailors and, like internal defense type of things that they're normally locked away. That has a gaping hole that seems to have been essentially blown out of it on the starboard side of the ship. Maybe 3 feet by 3 feet wide.
Oh my.
I'll say we need to patch the hole.
Yeah. Are there any? Can
we investigate for like
anything?
wood and planks and nails?
Yeah. So as you remember, there is. Well, I'll let you know this because I told you this right before this, and you would know from being on this boat for like 24 days. There is construction equipment and tools in the hold.
Yeah. So I'll point to those, and I'll say, "Let's jump on it."
I'll rush in carrying all of the tools and dropping them by the hole as the water rushes in, and I'll attempt to get to work along.
And I'll join as well.
Okay. So these supplies are locked, so you will have to.
Can I take my knife and bash it into the
You
lock?
can try to force the lock. Yeah.
Let me just
Okay,
pick it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Bean, what are you doing during this, by the way?
Bean is looking around the room to like the armory, trying to. I'm probably like trying to smell, but I guess it's like water rushing. But he's trying to discern whether or not the thing that created the 3x3 entered, or if that was just like a damaging thing. Like if something came in here that was like.
So you don't
See
see
life or
anything
otherwise.
besides, nothing is like entered of your knowledge. It looks like things may have been swept away. Like there are probably some
like out of the hole.
armory things and crates that have been swept away.
Okay.
And also you notice that the smell is even stronger here. This is the strongest you have gotten that sense of cinnamon smell.
Oh. Okay.
23.
For your lock, yep, that easily opens up the lock. It just comes right undone.
All right. So I think she'll. Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Can I
good.
take an athletics check to just try and take any piece of wood, whatever, maybe even the door that I've kicked off, and just slam it against the hole and hold it there while Hathafax and Wiley can hammer it on?
I'm sorry?
Can I take an athletics check to take a big piece of wood, the biggest piece of wood I can find, possibly even the door, and just hold it against most of the hole while Hathafax and Wiley nail?
Yeah, go for it. Just want you to know this is a quite a big hole, and the water is pretty strong out there. Yeah.
Can I aid him?
Yeah, you give him some motivation.
Well, I think I'd be physically helping.
Yeah, I'm just joking with
16.
16. Yeah, so you're kind of able to stunt some of the water coming in. However, as you essentially push the door or pieces of wood over the hole, not only can you not get all of it, but every time you hit a swell of water, it kind of knocks you off, and water keeps rushing in.
When Kilsgren is pushing the wood up against the wall, like Bean is not gonna look for a hammer and nails. I'm just gonna shoot crossbow at the like points where they like overlap.
Okay.
Could someone grab the crates and help me wedge this against the tides?
Yes.
Maybe if we could make some sort of makeshift barricade, we can stop the flow long enough to secure it better.
Okay.
We're the damn sailors. Isn't this their boat?
Yeah. Curious indeed.
I'm a comrade only to 3 on this ship.
Bean is gonna say, I believe their duties called to tend to keeping the ship afloat.
Yeah.
Something about ropes and masts.
It's quite loud here. Can I get a perception check from everyone, including Orin? And we'll go back to you. I know been doing kind of 2 scenes here.
Yeah, 2 loud for half attacks. I rolled a 7.
Yeah.
I will say, I find it curious as the water's flushing in. I find it curious that if we were not here, the ship would surely sink.
If it makes you feel better, the ship might still sink with us here.
So what are my listening rolls?
13.
14. Mine would probably be sight, though. I'm probably still just, like, scanning.
Yeah, sure. From your scanning, so you said you were doing some, like, flying up a little bit or standing on the top of the, what do you call it?
Yeah, I was on the, like, rigging, but now I think I'm...
Okay.
Like, if maybe...
You seem to, you saw something that was a little bit odd, which almost looked like a foot and, like, a knee-high blue sock that was, like, sticking out of one of the ore portholes.
That's a hallucination if I've ever seen one.
A sock.
It kind of looked like someone's foot and like a bluish wrapping or sock, like that was on their leg, like going up to their knee.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw that kind of from because there's like these ore portholes where
Right.
the ores. You saw it like a leg in there, and then you no longer saw it.
Wait, so did it pull inside the ship, or did it just vanish?
Yeah, it went inside the ship, or at least you saw something going into the ship, and the last thing you saw of it was this foot.
Can I tell if I'd be able to fit through that hole?
Yeah, you would know from seeing on the sides is that a smaller type creature, or someone who's a little more willing to get squished a little bit, could theoretically climb through these ore hole window type things.
Okay, I'm gonna go down now. And as I pass, I think I passed the captain on the way. Or, like, I'm just gonna say, like, something to the effect of, I saw... oh, excuse me. I saw a leg.
A leg? He says, we've got no time for legs. If someone's going overboard, we can't save them now. And he's...
No, the leg was coming in, and then I just keep walking.
Coming in? Well, then they don't need any help then. And then he's going back to pulling on the sails and helping people up here. Plus, there's plenty of people who are rowing down there. I'm sure they'll be fine.
So, can us 3 down here in the shenanigans room work with these crates?
Yep. So
what do you want us to do?
Yeah, what do you guys want to do? So you had tried once to get a something to cover the water hole, but it didn't seem like the roll he got that time was quite enough to hold it down long enough for you to nail down.
Jackson suggested, and we agreed that we were going to get crates and push them in, and then try and use those.
Like, I still have the door against the hole, like even when I get pushed back, and then just getting crates to wedge it.
It's definitely slowing the amount of water that can come in. It's just not able to.
So the plate mail crates, we Wiley and I should, well, if we can. My strength is a +1. So
Wiley is a DeLorean. My strength is. He's like.
Is what? You cut out.
My strength is a -2.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm 2 feet, so if I can leave. Nothing will happen.
Alright, so. Alright, I guess, Dan, can I, drag these?
Yeah, you want to basically block the water. Yeah, these are pretty big. They're bigger than 3 by 3 feet, so You could theoretically
Right.
use them. You have to do that.
It's more to wedge the door so we can secure it
Oh
properly.
Yeah,
that's another good idea.
The rest-
yeah, for sure.
To just
Yeah.
move the rest of the door.
Yeah, each
That's
of
what-
these are about like 300 pounds, so that was definitely more force than.
Yeah, but do I need a test or did I just do that? You didn't.
Do a roll to see like how fast it is, because you can move it. It just takes some time.
18.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. You're able to kind of scoot it along.
All right,
Not too bad.
with the help of Wiley.
He's doing his best.
Are we? So we? I guess I don't know. Two crates. I don't know. 1, 2.
Yeah, you probably take 2 crates to.
I guess
and
we stack 2. I guess and push them
then
in.
we can move the next, part of the thing to cover.
Yeah. So are we able to? Dan, I'm a little lost. So we have these crates in here. Did our scheme work or did it not
Yeah,
work?
so I would say that after you get the bigger slab of wood over it, it's not like 100% plugged, but I'd say you probably get 90% of this plugged in. You could continue to with some hammers and nails and wood to get the last 10%.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Set to work doing that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. You guys continue to do that. It's not necessarily incredibly challenging. It just continues to take some time and is relatively loud, and that's what you hear is the clanging of your hammer against the walls and or the hull and things like that. So Ori, back to you.
So I'm on level the lower deck, so I probably just walked down the stairs and I'm at the.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you were on the main deck, and then you tried to go down to the lower hold via that big gate in the middle of the main deck.
I'm not even going to the hold. I'm going to the lower deck.
Yes, but since you were on the main deck before, you would have to go through to get to the lower deck. Involves going through that grate in the middle of the main deck.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, it's not budging.
Oh.
And you now hear screams.
Captain.
What?
Something is happening.
I think
Incredible.
I think I can tell. What do you mean?
No. More specific than this situation we are experiencing. This grate is jammed, and I hear screams below.
Okay. You will say, if my men leave their stations up here, they will. We may not be able to right this ship at all. What are you asking of me?
Can you perhaps assist with opening this grate?
Okay, he'll move over, and he's going to try to open it just by pulling on it. And he is not able to pull it open.
Is there a alternative route below?
You've got wings, don't you? Perhaps if the hole is still blown, or if there's still a hole in the back of the ship, you could get to the armory that way. Or this ore hole that you saw a foot go through that my sailors may have used. Or, honestly, the privy is also there if you are interested in that endeavor.
Or he just kind of looks at him and then just like, without a word, just kind of dips off the side and tries to squeeze through one of the ore holes.
Okay, so yeah, as you go down and you kind of look through the ore holes, what you see is there are some nefarious people, presumably.
How nefarious. Oh, ew.
like a clown.
Insane clown posse's here.
So,
Can you explain that again? What is in this deck that we've observed?
You can
It's
look
in
at
the PowerPoint.
picture.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There's an elf and Harley Quinn by the looks of it.
so obviously,
Many
the person
multiple
seeing this
Harlequins.
is Ori right now, but you see 4 of these kind of like masked, clownish female elves, and then a male elf wearing kind of blue and brown, armor with a long sword, and they are currently killing all of the sailors who are in the oars in the lower deck.
Dan, question.
Yes.
This is the lower deck, right? So if Ori heard screams below, did we hear screams above?
No. So like
Because-
I said, you guys did
Okay.
make perception checks, but I think none of you even rolled above like a 13, I think. And
Yeah, because we're hammering and there's water and all that
and
shit.
water, and you guys are in the
Yeah.
armory, so you're like 2 rooms away. You know. So yes, you did not hear any of that.
So I think I might still. I don't think I've entered the room quite yet.
No, you may not want to do that unless you would like to.
No, so I'm gonna stay flying like stationary. And I'm gonna try to shoot the male elf through one of these portholes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna aim.
Sure.
And then 27 to hit.
Yeah, that just barely touches them. Yep. So that hits them.
Oops. So he's gonna take 5 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna mark him as a favored foe. So he's gonna take an additional. So he's taking 8 total damage.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. I forgot about my sneak attack. I am the worst.
Yep. Literally.
So he's taking 14 damage total.
Okay. Yep. Got it. Oh, he took so much damage he wanted to leave.
Yep. I was done here. Now I'm back. Oops,
Okay,
daisy.
yes, he has taken 14 damage.
Okay.
So
Should
we'll
we
go
roll
to
initiative?
initiative for everyone now, yeah. And then, if I could have one strong, intelligent boy to keep track of initiative order, probably just in that bottom slide.
Nice.
Oh, 21. 20.
What's your dex?
Plus 2.
Okay, so I go before you.
I'm flaccid and dumb, so I'm not going to do this.
I'm 22.
Okay, Jackson, I assume you're the go-to on this one?
Yeah, I'm still putting it in.
Okay, yeah, so I got an 18 on that elf leader guy, and I'm just going to do the clowns all together, so 9 for them.
The ICP.
And just so you know, at this point, Ori, it looks like all of the sailors who were who were manning the oars are all dead.
Rip.
Should I put it in speaker notes? Does that work? Yeah. So people see that?
Is it? Yeah, there's actually an initiative order section box.
Yeah, you could put it there.
Oh yeah, you can actually just increase the size of that box.
Yeah.
Hang on, just leave it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
that way everyone can kind of see where they are in the order too. So that way if you're like, wait, my name is so and so, but I know I'm after so and so, then I can get ready.
Halithrax.
Halithrax.
Yeah.
Halithrax bombs.
Ask your local doctor if you need Halithrax today.
Yeah, who the fuck is Halithrax?
Yeah, Halithrax solves spontaneous diarrhea.
Oh, good. Just what you guys need right about now. Only the ship kind.
Yeah, ship diarrhea, otherwise known as holes.
Massive hole.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So we start with Bean, the 22.
Oh, and I heard this.
No.
Like what? Oh, so we're just still patching up the hole.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys have presumably finished it up to the point where you probably can't get 100% of it, but it's leaking at such a minor rate that a small bucket brigade could deal with it. Although there is about maybe 6 to 8 inches of water on the ground in the hole. Nothing that would threaten the ship to sink, but enough that like sloshes your feet and lets you know that this was quite a serious, hole from before.
Okay, so it's not closed.
It's not 100% closed, but it's just like minorly leaking, and that
Okay,
the bucket
okay.
brigade would be able to deal with the water.
Bean will say, should we stay down here and secure, or head topside to discover what takes place in the storm?
Should be wary of an enemy ship.
Are we done, Dan? Like, do we feel like this task is done?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
What I meant to say when it wasn't like 100% is that like this ship would need to get repaired before it ever did another mission, type of thing.
Yeah. Halifax would say, "Let us report to the captain. He will know best in this maritime debacle that we have found ourselves in."
I see. Bean will then get on all fours and scurry up the stairway.
Okay, so yeah, you have how much movement? Because it looks like if you're trying to go up the stairway, so as soon as you come up the stairway, you'll start to see bad guys. But I just want to make sure, you've got.
Well, I would just. Yeah, so I have 25 speed. I would be dashing because I'm just running. So, is it 5 per block here?
Yep. That's
Oh, so then I think I get to the stairs maybe?
I think that brings you to here where I just moved you. I think I just did it out. 5, 10,
Okay.
25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Oh, you get one more. There you go. Boop.
All right.
Get on your feet.
That's me.
Ori.
I will aim at that elf man again, and I will shoot him again.
Yeah, we'll say he's about right here. I'm gonna put all the bad guys there.
Is he Y?
Yeah, he's Y.
YCC?
Yeah, the C's are the clowns.
16 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Alright, so he's going to take 1d8 plus 2d6 plus 1d4 plus 3. 23.
23 damage? Or 20 to hit.
23 damage.
20 damage.
23 damage.
Yeah. Big hurts. Okay. He looks quite injured.
You're shooting through a porthole?
Yeah, about the size of a human torso,
Yeah, of course.
A common measurement.
How fast?
These clowns presumably squeeze through these portholes.
Swag.
Alright. I think, did you see the ignore cover thing?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. All right.
I will when we get there.
Presumably, this guy had 3/4 cover on that, but
Well, I mean, like the DM would decide that, I think. But
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
I didn't put their position in place. Do you remember what you were rolling to hit? This person is a mage, so he only has 12 AC.
Yeah.
I got a 16 this time.
What is it, +4?
Yeah, it's +4 for 3/4 cover, so you hit
Okay,
anyway.
we'll use that from now on, but yeah, that yeah. But yeah, he is 12 AC, and
Artifacts, it's your
yeah,
round.
that's facts.
Well, I'll just do my regular old. I'll just follow Bean Wiley.
Meanwhile,
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5. Oh wait, Bean, you have 25 movement.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
you have 30.
Yeah, okay,
Right,
yeah.
though?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. All right, I'm at the bottom. I'm going up the stairs. I'm using my cunning action to dash, so I could do triple move. I'm done.
So you're at the
Alright.
base of the stairs on the hold?
Yeah.
You just hear some sexy clowns stomping around.
Okay, now
speaking of which,
So one of the clowns will seethe and say, Yervon, you have to get out of here. It's not worth it. The damage has been done. Says one of the clowns.
in common, or
Yeah, he's speaking in... I guess I'm speaking in Elf, so...
Clown speak.
I speak Elvish.
Speak Elvish? Okay, well then good. Never wrong. You hear that in Elvish. So... For the record...
No meta knowledge.
No meta
Only
knowledge.
ever have knowledge.
Only use me known knowledge.
So, at that, let's see. He is going to cast Hold Person on you, Ori.
That's not ideal in the slightest.
Flying.
You hate to be a frickin' Birdman, fall into a
Oh,
raging, storm outside in the water.
oh, I love drowning and being drowned.
So yeah, it's gonna be a.
Is this wisdom?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, whole person's a whiz save.
Wisdom saving throw be paralyzed for the duration.
That'd be a little fun if Ori just died, wouldn't it?
Oh shit!
First spell of the game. We're talking about dying. It's level 2 spell.
No, but if I'm paralyzed, I just instantly drop into the water because I can't fly anymore.
Well, presumably.
You should have thought about that.
Hey, 22!
You should have thought about that
22!
before you
That
spoke
passes.
to me that way.
Oh,
Presume-
okay. I guess
hopefully.
we just roll enough to barely save it. But this is 16 is what you needed to pass. So you are able to break this hold person.
Is hold.
all right,
And
it's the clowns.
Oh,
sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Sorry. Then you will hear him say, let's see. He will say, "I'm not done with you yet. However, but my work here is done for now." And then he's going to try to jump out the porthole, going 1, 2, 3, 4, and out that way.
Is he in the water?
Yeah, he's
What the
jumping
fuck?
out of the porthole into what you can only presume is the water.
Well, considering we're in an ocean, I would.
Well, yeah.
Their presumption that surrounding the boat is water.
It's either water
That's
or
what
something
you like to
else.
think.
Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
could be
It's a
anything.
It's a jet ski. And he's gonna escape on his jet ski.
Honestly, the water's blue. It could just be the sky. And our perspective could be wrong.
Well, because if there's one thing I know about a boat in the water is that it magnetically repels every other type of watercraft. It could be anywhere nearby.
Perhaps like a personal jet ski.
Yeah. when you have a human torso-sized hole in the side of your, your bow, anything is possible. So,
I mean, Ori's on the side of the ship, right? Could be a blue dragon, maybe a Pegasus.
Yep. Right?
Yeah,
Could be a little tiny raft made of coconuts or sea turtle.
so the little insane clown posse are going to go. So two of them by
Cannon.
two of them by the. How close are you to the hole?
The whole. I'm probably at least like 10 or even maybe 15 feet away from the hole because I can just.
Yeah, so they'll two get closer, and essentially they're just going to try to throw some throwing knives at you.
Do I? If they're so, in theory, if they're throwing through the hole at me, do I also have half cover from them?
No. Right? Because they can be by the hole.
Yeah, I would say that. So this is what I was thinking of. I would say if you're at the hole, you wouldn't have to deal with cover. You know what I mean? Like if you had your bow right on the hole, looking in, you'd be good. And
Right.
if they're basically just like standing right at the hole and they're just throwing daggers through it,
Okay.
your whole body is like visible to them. Does that seem fair to you? Because that's
That's fine with me. I just wanted to double check.
okay. Yeah. So.
Oh wow, I hadn't healed from the last session. Holy shit! Whoa, hang on.
We'll assume that you got a full rest in between then and 100 days later.
I looked and I had 4 health, and I was like, "Oh, that's different."
Yep. Okay, so couple attacks come in. First one is 22, nice.
Yeah, that barely hits.
And then a 25, a critical. Wow, okay.
Okay, I guess I'll just die in the ocean. That's fine.
So you'll take a total of 16 points of damage from.
Holy fuck!
Well, that was essentially, two. Actually, sorry, it's 14. That's one.
Oh, it's 14?
Yeah. I added the dexterity bonus 3 times, but it's only dice twice, not dice.
Oh, you fool!
Dex bonus. So, yep, 14 points of damage to you, and then these other two are. One is going to move up. I presume they can't see half effects yet. So one is going to move over to where the grate would lead to the upper deck and do an action, and the other one is going to move towards doing a movement and a ready action. And then it's going to be Kilfrin.
Yeah, so I'm under the impression that we have to be quick about things. So I'm actually going to use. I'm going to move 60 and then take an actions charge to move another 30. So I'll move 90 to be next to where Half-fax is.
Okay. So now what happens is.
Yeah, you could even be upstairs if you.
Yeah, Jack, you can have a whole extra move. Like, that's your move. Now you have your action, which you can use to dash.
Oh.
Right.
So
No, but you even if you're going 90, like you make it to
18.
the stairs and then some.
Right, it's actually, yeah, right. It's 30, 60, 90, and you have 120 to go, because you have 2 moves. They can both be dashes.
So, sorry, let me just calculate this out.
Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Like you get to the stairs in under 90, so you can get up there.
25,
So,
30.
18.
5,
I can actually, I'm pretty sure I can get here and then make my attack actions.
Yeah, so as you come up the staircase, that clown is going to get. She is ready in action to throw a dagger at whoever walked up.
Alright, well, I'll grab it in the chest and keep on going.
Okay, does 17 hit you?
Unfortunately, with this current armor, because I'm not wearing the full plate, it does hit me.
Wow.
Why didn't you?
Operation destroyed.
5 points of damage. Take it or leave it, and you can't leave it. So.
Let me know when they deal with it, and I will leave it.
Ask your friend Ori how much real damage they've been taking.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so and then what'll happen is at the beginning of every new initiative order, the boat swells and rocks.
Can I make my attack actions?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Try to get knowledge from me.
Oh, sorry. It's okay.
I think I have to go grab my food. Be right back.
Oh, my food.
I'm guessing a 9 misses.
Six brags.
Does a crit hit?
Yep, barely.
Crit just get you over.
And I will deal 22 damage.
Okay.
Whoa, 22 schmackaroos.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep track of their health on the number slide number 5 as well. So basically,
Okay.
everyone, as this boat lurches again, everyone's gonna slide one position to the right.
I won't, though, right?
Yeah, because you're flying. And everyone else gets knocked.
Are you going to move us, or should we?
I'll just move everyone.
If I'm already at the wall and Marcus is at the base of the steps, what happens?
Yeah, we'll
Do I
see.
just
He
stay
doesn't
there?
move, but you'll move. Actually, you
Outside of the ship? Yeah. I'm like, I'm at the wall.
You weren't at the wall. Well, you were
I am.
at the wall to the. When I meant to the right, I meant right of the image, so like the back of the boat.
Oh, okay.
So luckily, you guys are fighting with walls to the left and right of you, and you can imagine that being on the top of the ship right now would be very frustrating as you were yanked off of the ship into the waters.
What you got there, Marcus?
Chicken croquettes.
Oh, chicken units?
So what you just missed, Marcus, was that everyone got shifted 5 feet to the right as the boat rocked back and forth.
Okay.
And I crit and I barely hit, so if you're scouting AC, you need to roll an at 20.
No, obviously you way more than it. These are, elves wearing cloth armor, so do with that what you will. I know you guys are all meta gaming and looking this up in your spare time, so it's top of the order. It's Bean.
Osama Bean Wiley.
Okay.
Cuts out!
Bean is going to run. Bean is going to use the movement speed of 25 gets me to the stairway, right? Where Hathafax is?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it would get you to the stairway.
Okay, would it get me to Hathafax? Because I'm like, yeah, you're at the base.
You'd be able to see like that clown who's in the kind of like the northern part of the ship. You might be able to see her.
Okay. Bean will run to the foot of the steps where Hathafax is, and then say to Hathafax, like while running on all fours, we must be quick. And Hathafax, you will see Bean's like front paws and this like necklace around his neck. Like they would probably be quick because he's like below you, but it would like flash green for a second. He's gonna tap your ankle, and then I'm gonna run up the steps. So we both have long strider, so you have 10 extra feet for the next hour.
Nice.
So yeah, I will then come out over here. And yeah, that's my turn.
10 extra feet, yikes. That is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next, do you have any actions you can take besides that, or?
That was a spell.
No, because I cast the spell.
Okay, then we'll go to Ori.
Sorry. Before it matters, we should wipe the damage from that clown, because I can't. I used my action to do a double move. I didn't actually have the ability to make attacks there.
Okay.
No, I actually think it's allowed because I thought because your dash action applies for your whole activation, and it doubles your move.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Okay.
And you action surged. You didn't use your action.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly up and over the boat,
Okay.
and then do I see that elf?
Yes. Well, give me a perception roll. We'll see.
He's on an invisible jet ski. Luckily, he's not invisible, so he's just sitting.
Yeah, I have true sight, but it's limited to jet skis, so I'm actually
I think
all
you have
set.
dark vision, but you don't have see everything.
I got a
vision.
20.
Okay, yeah, you do see him. That's a
Okay.
So you see that he has a small, like, wooden boat, essentially.
Oh, he's in like a rowboat?
He's in like kind of like a rowboaty type of thing that was essentially pushed up next to and moored against this larger ship.
And I have, just to make sure, I have the movement to get to where I am now, right, on this side with him. Because my fly speed's 50.
Yeah, you'd have to fly up like 10 feet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean that seems reasonable. You could be over there.
Okay, I just wanted to double check because I can do it as like a bonus action, but okay. And so I'm going to does he see me?
No, he does not. He is very busy. Sorry. He is
Okay.
preoccupied with trying to essentially unhook his boat from the bigger boat
So-
and make his escape.
Would I have advantage on this since he doesn't know that I'm there?
Is that how sneak attacks work?
Surprise.
Like unseen attackers, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because he knows he's in combat and he is aware of threats around him, but he is not looking at you and does not see this arrow coming. So if that's how the rule works, then that's how it works.
Well, does that feel good to I just want to make sure that feels like good to everybody.
Did you take a hide action?
Yeah, exactly. You can probably do a hide action in the crow's nest.
Oh, that's true. I can bonus action hide, and then
Yeah.
Now, what you can't do is hide in the open air.
Do you
right, but
have-
I can like land behind like the guardrail.
Okay,
Yeah.
Give me a stealth roll. This guy's got a decent
Okay.
perception.
Oh, 12.
Yeah, no, his passive perception is 16, so.
Okay, well I'm just gonna shoot him anyway.
Okay, that sounds good.
He's marked.
Yep, 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So he's gonna take. Oh, I actually had to make a con save after those girls did the damage to me for my mark. So
I guess I'm dead.
yeah, so I guess I died. That was fun. 9. Okay, so I just don't have the D4 anymore. That's fine. He's gonna take 6.
6. Okay, he is.
Oh, but you know what? I'm just gonna mark him again.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still.
So he's gonna take another D4. So he's gonna take 8 total.
Is it a bonus action to mark?
No, it's
Cool.
a free action.
Okay, he looks very close to death.
Get him.
Okay, next is Halifax.
This guy you're next to's taking a fair. I hit him for like 20 something.
So, what I actually like doing is take the disengage action, go up to a porthole, and shoot this guy with my hand crossbow on his jet ski, in quotes.
His rope hunt.
Yeah, his sucky little jet ski.
Do you think you would
I
know
do.
where he is right now?
Oh no, you're
Yeah.
totally right. No,
We don't know he exists.
Right. Yeah, we just think it's the ICP here is the problem.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you're really about to steal this kill from me, huh?
That's right.
Right. I'll just go up in melee, and the one that Jackson wailed on, I'll just get sneak attack on. Attack.
Yep.
So I don't have advantage, but I do have sneak attack because he's engaged. Well, I rolled a 19, so that's going to be a 24.
Yep, that just gets through her flesh and cloth armor.
Cool. D8 plus 3d6 plus 2. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage.
Okay, so she has taken 40 damage now and is dead.
Alright, so I will run my blade through her, and then I will say, where is Ori?
I don't answer because I can't hear you.
A dead silence. So, Yerevan, this, elf character you have just met, will turn to you again, Ori, after you have struck him with an arrow. He will reach out his hands, and he will once more try to cast Hold Person on you.
This guy.
One trick. All he does, he's using his own second level spell slots.
Yeah, I've met wizards like this before.
So 16 on your wisdom, or instantly die.
Ooh, I got a 15. Tough biz.
Buttercup said you're gonna fall.
Okay, so
I'm on the boat, so I'm actually good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But you could get, if the top of the order we get moved, you get pushed off the boat.
Where are you?
Buttercup said you're gonna fall.
Metagaming, where are you on this boat right now?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So I'm actually.
Guardrail.
Yeah, I technically I think am here.
Yep, I agree.
This soldier has presumably moved.
Yeah, that's a sailor. You can move him wherever you like.
Oh, I meant sailor. I just moved the whole earth.
Hey there, sailor.
Hey, sailor.
Yeah, so we will have the elf go, and no one is really looking at him right now, so he is going to do some. Well, I guess
Well, I'm fully looking at him.
Okay, well after he hold persons you, let's see. Let me just look at his character sheet again. Yeah, he's just going to start trying to row as fast as he can backwards.
This guy's dead.
The whole person, it's at the end of my turn I make the save, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I'm just saying. I try to introduce a nice reoccurring bad guy from starting of session 1, and all of a sudden he almost dies from the first arrow he gets.
Oh, first of all, he's dying. Secondly, yeah, you just can't. Reoccurring bad guys are so hard in D&D. Everyone can catch everyone.
Yeah. The thing is, you have to make them OP. You can't have them balanced to the party.
He jumped out of the second he got shot. But that being said, it will actually be hard. No cheaterino here. It's quite dark outside, and dark vision doesn't mean night vision. It's pretty wavy, and he's going to be moving away pretty fast. So, if you guys kill him, you kill him. But he has some benefits.
I.e. big cheatering now.
Sure, you will have to take a perception if you want to see this person in the water.
A big cheater knows. Yep.
Is it the ICP?
Yeah, so I believe
it's the gathering of juggalos. That's
juggalettes.
Yeah, so we're have a few of them go. So who killed the last one?
I did.
Half-facts. Okay, so she'll run up to you, Half-facts.
Just like in real life, I killed the last juggalette amongst us.
That's incriminating.
So this last one can't quite get in range of you. So one gets in melee with Vosh, and one's going to be at range, and one's going to be in melee kind of with all three of you, but attacking facts. So first one against Half-facts. Let me just read this out.
I'm a 14.
Okay, so just checking. So she
Size
has
14
two attacks with her daggers. The first one was a crit, the second one was a 14.
Alright.
said you were a 14, right?
14.
Okay, you take 10 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, and then attacks against Vosh. Number 1, number 2, so a 21 and a 7.
The 21's going to hit. Which order did they come in? It doesn't really matter.
The
But
7 comes first. So the miss comes
Alright,
first.
I'm going to riposte, and so I'm going to use my reaction to hit them back.
Okay.
I'll also use my reaction to uncanny dodge and half the damage.
Okay.
Does that should be 17? Does a 17 hit?
It does, yep.
And I'll deal 9 damage.
Okay, and then you're going to take 3 damage in return.
Okay.
And then the second attack, he's going to throw a dagger at you. 10 misses. So the Insane Clown Posse has gone. Then it is Guilty Wash.
Alright. I will keep on keeping on. I'm gonna move up, so I guess I'm in this square, so I can diagonally touch this one down here and the one up here.
Yep.
Is there a porthole? Where are the portholes? The small holes?
Yeah, you see where like each of those benches are to the right, you know, of those benches towards the walls. There would be a little porthole.
Okay. And the portholes are relatively small. You'd have to like try and squeeze through them. I couldn't like.
They're about torso size.
Okay. So I can't accidentally knock somebody out.
You could shove someone through there, especially an elf who's a little bit fairer. But yeah, if someone didn't want to go through that hole, it would you'd have to fold them up. You'd basically have to kill them to get them through there.
Cut this.
Well, we'll see.
I could say you could reasonably grapple someone like this elf who's a lot thinner.
Well, I'm gonna try to do a pushing attack. Oh, let's see if I hit first. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does it.
Okay, so I'm going to do a pushing
You
attack.
successfully scouted their AC is 13.
Okay. They're going to take a. They're going to take a strength saving throw with a DC of 15.
Okay. Well, they're not known for their strength, so it's going to be a 4.
And then they will be pushed up to 15 feet away from me. And I'm going to try to
Would you like to try to push them through this this porthole?
Cram it up with cram
I just
hole.
want to sort of hit him with my sword and then bash him through with my shield.
Yeah, what do you think would be a reasonable, like maybe a grapple check if you could kind of force them through?
So
Athletics, honestly.
Yeah, this would be much easier, obviously, if there was open terrain on like the top of the ship. But yeah, you could try to push her through this porthole.
My athletics is only a 12. I might fail this, you know. That's fine.
Is athletics dex or is it strength?
So
it's usually athletics or acrobatics. Is the choice
like obviously this D&D monster does not have a acrobatics or athletics.
It would say.
Oh, okay. So under skills, yeah, it doesn't have that.
Yeah.
They're also going to take 18 damage, just for keeping it.
Okay, 14.
Okay. So they're gonna pass that, and I will attack again, and maybe I'll just try to kill them.
I think they'll just die. So
Yeah, I've already dealt a little bit of damage here.
the last one died at 40, but we didn't scout the HP bar. We just know it died at 40.
Yeah, so
I gave it prone.
17 hit.
It does it.
And 12 more damage.
Okay, still alive.
Alright, so it's above 30. That's me.
Yep. Okay, then that enters our environment round. And yes, we will have everyone shift 1 to like the north, if you will. So, Ori, you're going to begin to fall off into the water.
Sploosh.
Sploosh.
So you'll start your turn
In the water.
And you guys would see that or kind of notice that. I guess you can take a perception roll. Take a perception roll, and if you get over, let's call it a 12, you'll be able to see through the portholes during this commotion that Ori falls through, or falls in front of you.
26. So yeah, I see.
Okay, yeah, you see it.
I didn't.
Okay, and then we'll start back again with Bean.
I'm gonna yell that, or our comrade is overboard, or he's in the soup.
Bean is going to. There's the one that's right by us, right? That's like next to us.
Yeah.
Did we hit this one?
This is the one that I think Jackson's been wailing on.
Yeah,
No, actually, it's this lower one.
I've hit both of them, I believe.
I think this lower one I'm gonna make white.
That's the one I've been damaging.
Yeah, that.
I thought you damaged the one on the top, and then you opposed the one on the bottom.
I've hit them both.
No, I think we.
So it's one or it's.
I think we reposed the top one, and we tried to shove through the hole the bottom one.
Right. Which
but it got
the bottom one's taking a lot of damage. The top one's taking a little damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one that took 29 and one that took 3.
Yeah.
So whichever one you.
It doesn't matter. I was just trying to see if they were already damaged. I'll shoot the one that's obviously right next to me. That's like looking at me.
Sure.
Why are you looking at me?
Did you say 3?
Yeah, that's how much you repose, right?
I can't deal 3 damage. I'm plus 7 on damage, so I might. Let me just look through the log real quick.
John, do you have the gunner feat?
What?
I believe I dealt 9 damage to that one.
Do you have the crossbow expert feat or the gunner feat?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
They're gonna take. So this one up top takes first 13 damage.
Okay.
And 25 to hit. Takes another 8 damage.
Okay, so one has taken 29, the other has taken 30, and one is at full.
Oh.
Did you want to focus on the Berserk guy?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Then the next is
Ori.
Let's take that saving throw. I guess let's see, it might be at your end of your turn.
How do you do drowning when you're paralyzed?
Well, you have to make an athletics check to swim if you are swimming, but I can't move, so...
Yeah, we'll see. What's your D&D breath? I think it's like your constitution plus like a number of minutes.
Well, I'm not automatically, like, underwater.
No, but, I mean, if you're not swimming, you're totally paralyzed. You're probably sinking pretty fast.
Yeah.
So the breath is 1 minute plus your constitution modifier in minutes.
Okay. So it's... Yeah, well, that's like 10 rounds.
Minimum. You have 0 plus your constitution?
No, it's +1, so it's like...
You have 20 rounds, so you have quite a bit of time
Ah,
to break through. So I don't think you're necessarily going to like instantly die from this, unless there's a bunch of sharks in the water. But who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll against this hold person.
16.
Fuck. Got a 13.
Okay, so you find yourself still gripped and kind of being, pushed against the ship with these waves and struggling to breathe a little bit. Okay, next one is Halfbacks.
Okay, well, I'll just try and slay this one that Bean. So I'll climb over the thing. Go. Yeah. There. Well, I guess. How many squares are here? 3 or 2? Okay, so. Oh, I can't. Because I have to. Yeah, I think I have to go. 1, 2. Yep, I'll go here right in the middle of everyone.
Okay.
And then I'll attack the one that's damaged.
There's one that's taken 30 damage and one that's taken 29.
29.
Okay. Nice.
That's the one next to me.
Yeah. I'm going to try and free you from combat. 21.
Yep, that hits.
And that is D8 plus. Probably dead here. Yeah. 19 damage.
Yep, dead.
Alright. Another one dead. Actually, I just said it. Another one down. And I will be done.
Okay, the elf does movements off screen, but maintains his concentration. The Ascending Clan Posse. So now you have 2 people, and they will try to both attack you Half-orc, as you've now killed their friend and put yourself in between 2 of them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. One last thing. I'm going to use as a bonus action. I'm going to aid to attack the one that's already damaged. And I'm going to say, Kithgrin! Take him out! Take her out! So you get advantage, Jack, next attack.
Okay, so 4 attacks is going to be a 24, a 12, a 22, and a 12.
Hit, miss, hit, miss.
Okay, so 2 hits. That was just their 2 of them, 2 attacks each. And they deal a nice 6 points of damage to you.
6 total?
Yeah, they're daggers. They're
Yeah, D4s.
D4 plus 1.
I'm going to half one of them.
Okay, sure. So you can half the 4 damage one and take it to 2.
Yeah, so I take 4 total.
Yep.
Alright. I got it. 9 damage taken.
Clown Posse is done. Kilthgrin.
Alright, so I have advantage and I'm going to swing.
Yeah, tagging the damaged one.
Attacking the damaged one. Does a 15 hit?
Yep, it does.
And I'll deal 14 damage.
Slain.
So I'm actually going to do non-lethal damage because I'm assuming we're going to have some questions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Good call.
And then I'm going to move up and I'm going to use my other attack on this remaining one. Does a 24 hit?
It does.
Right. I'm going to use superiority die to trip. And so...
what are you fighting with? Curiosity.
I'm sword and board. I'm long sword.
Oh, yeah, long sword.
Shield.
Yep, cool. It's going to take a strength saving throw of DC. On a failure, it's knocked prone.
Okay. Oh, DC what? I'm doing a dex save?
15. It's a strength check.
Okay. So not good. Just a 7. So not
All right.
prone.
Yeah, so I'll say bagged. This one's yours, Half-orc.
Excellent.
Alright. Next is I guess, the environment, and that will just shift everyone to the right. Nothing really particular here. Having all these walls around you shields you from being knocked overboard. Okay, so top of the order is Bean.
Bean's gonna perception to look out through the portal, through the row hole to see if he can see Ori.
Yeah, go for
Because
it.
he kind of like ignored last round and then was like just glancing to see like, oh wait.
Yeah, take.
Let's see. 12.
Sure. Yeah. What is? Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll give you that.
I have
dark
dark
vision. So what does Ori look like in the water?
Well, he's completely stationary, like he's paralyzed, so he probably looks like a statue that is falling at a very slow pace into the depths.
Do I see? Dan, do I see the boat?
No, not with a 12. You would not see that character.
Okay. All right. Well, wait. So I can see Ori, but I can't see the.
Yeah, Ori is right next to the water, being like slammed into it. And you rolled a 12 on this guy who has now spent 2 turns moving away.
All right. So I guess like Bean's gonna stick his head out through the porthole and like look down and stare at Ori like, why is it not moving? And then like yell, "Hey! Fly up! We need help!"
Okay.
I can't speak because I'm
Would
paralyzed.
you like to try to take to break free from your paralysis?
Yes, I would. Yes!
Okay. So you break free, and next turn you will be, a free man.
I want to break free.
Can you speak?
Well, I'm underwater, so it would.
Oh, okay. All right, so Bean's gonna turn back in. So Bean's gonna turn back into the boat, seeing we still have that last person, right?
Yeah. You just snipe him.
True. I'm gonna snipe him.
Go for it, yeah. Give me a roll.
16 to hit. Is this person already wounded?
No.
Okay. They are now. 9 to hit.
Well,
Second shot.
9 doesn't quite do it yet.
Or, no, I'm sorry. 9 damage, and then the second shot
Yeah,
doesn't.
because you already hit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
Okay. The elf does some more actions off camera, and this clown is going to say,
Wait, didn't Bean just go?
What?
"Bean or oh, sorry, it's Half-orc. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's me! Oh, wait, it is
You did
Half-orc.
take your thing, yeah.
Settle down, Ryan Eagle. I'll just try and kill this the last person here. Ooh, I probably miss. Oh, I haven't. Wait,
13.
I don't have
You have
advantage.
advantage
Why?
because I made him prone for you.
Oh, boom. Thank you, thank you, Smack.
Wait,
thank
did
you,
I have advantage?
Jacko Smacko.
You were ranged, so you don't.
Oh yeah, fair.
Jacko Smacko. It's gonna be a 16 to hit for the advantage.
That hits.
13, 19, 21.
21.
Damage.
Still alive. Next, unless you have any other attacks.
I will use my cunning action to aid at range Half-orc. No, actually aid at range Wiley.
Okay. So the elf male does some.
Oh no, sorry. First of all, I said half-ex, which is me. That makes no sense. But I think we all knew what I meant, which was
Yep.
Kilfgren, and I'm going to do that because he's going to knock out this person or kill him. I don't really care.
Killer.
So yeah,
Fighter.
male elf does some actions off screen, and then this elf is going to say, "Yervan, don't leave me!" And then she's going to try to run and jump out of the porthole herself. So you can get a couple of free attacks against her. And she yells out.
So she's just dead.
She's going to try to run away like any
14.
sane person that hits.
I deal 15 damage.
And I deal 10.
Yeah, she's dead.
Or I deal 8.
And then I'm going to say we only need one alive.
And I'm going to say I agree, and I'm going to also slay her.
Alright. So an eerie silence comes over you, although the sound of waves and crashing and the work still goes on above you. So
Wiley, have you gotten Ori?
Sorry,
Ori was swimming.
How quaint.
I'm wearing armor, or else I jump in.
Are you yelling at
I don't-
Ori? Because you can speak now, right?
Well, I'm still underwater. I haven't actually moved.
Yeah. Well, we're out of initiative, so you can move.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously you're no longer paralyzed, so.
Yep. I'd probably just, muster the strength to just flap up to one of the portholes, and you just see, my wet, feathery arm just, grasping through the porthole to try to get inside.
Well, isn't this exciting? We're truly blood brothers now.
Bean is moving amongst the bodies that have been slain, and there's a small red powder that he takes out, and with 2 fingers rubs it across the eyes of every person, and takes a moment with each person that's down, and then pretty aggressively runs over to the person that is unconscious and starts tying them up with a rope.
Athtok is going to say to Ori, "What brought you to the water, Ori?"
There was another elf that escaped.
I'll say, you warmbloods are always quick to leave the battle.
He was clearly the strongest target, and so I attempted to apprehend him.
I presume you aren't successful.
I was not. He beguiled me with his magic. Hence my stationary body in the water.
Bean is, while tying this person up, going to look over and say, "The stronger the game, the more hunters are needed. We should have hunted that one as a collective." And he's going to tighten
As
the
comrades.
Well, I did not know where you all had gone, so I took the initiative to engage the enemy.
I believe it was perceptive and wise. I think you acted reasonably. Personally.
I likely could still catch him if I gave chase, but the weather is not ideal for such an endeavor.
You're referring to the temperature of the water because you went swimming.
No, I am referring to the winds.
The air spirits don't look kindly on you. You've been gifted with wings.
I mean, the poor weather conditions outside. I am clearly objectively favored by the air spirits.
So then fly. He's gonna keep tying.
Or he just, like, looks at Halifax.
Wiley has been like this all 3 months that I've known him. I thought he would change. I thought he would learn. But he is a creature unto himself.
Perhaps it is your custom not to restrict or restrain the game that you have not killed, but I, and like Bean is struggling to like roll this person over and is like tying him up, am not used to this type of game.
Oh wait, does Kilgore Grin have like a name? Like he was a protector, right? Like
He was a house guard, or like a.
Well, yeah, do we have a name for that? Like, because I think my character would use that right in this moment, this line of dialogue. I just need to know it before I say it.
I don't know. What would be a good term for that? Like
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
what would a Dragonborn call that?
I guess house guard is reasonable. I was thinking something more dragony though. Like
what's this? A scale guard or a?
I was literally thinking scale guard myself, or like a. I don't know.
Something fang maybe.
Tooth,
like
claw, horn guard, breath weapons.
Also, it's a green dragonborn. Was for the house that I was.
You could be
Emerald guard.
Yeah, I can see Emerald guard if it's like that. But if it's more, I think a scale guard might be the generic term or something like that.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay, I'll say scale guard. Could you help tying our captive up?
Wiley seems to have it, but if you wish.
Do you truly believe that, or are you? Is this? Or have you said that in jest? Vosh.
Well, a little bit of both. Kind of wanted to see where this would go.
We have taken a captive, then.
Yeah, for now.
Yes.
See how long they last.
Let's see how long they last.
Okay, would you guys like to do anything else?
I guess we should probably check in with the captain.
Yeah, so one thing that is quite apparent to you is that there was a kind of a bar that was put over the grate that led from the lower hold to the main deck. So of course you guys are easily able to remove it because it was on your side, but clearly these clowns or this male elf were trying to prevent anyone from coming down to the hull as they invaded it and blew a hole in it.
Once we're done tying the person up, Bean's gonna just like, you can tell me if I need to do a perception check, but Bean's gonna like smell and see if the smell of the spice is still getting stronger.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll for this. This is pretty basic. Unless you're trying to figure out something in particular, it's much less than it was before.
Okay.
Much less strong.
Okay.
But yes, you guys are able to easily move out the bar that was.
Bean's gonna smell these guards. Do they, or the elves? Do they smell like the spice smell?
Not particularly.
Okay.
So you would know just a little bit about that. Actually, I guess your character wouldn't know about it, so never mind. You never really interact with that. Other people might know that the smell is released when it is used and lit or expended. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are able to go up to the main hold if you'd like, main deck if you'd like.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I think Kilthgrim probably takes the prisoner over one shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never trust elves.
Yeah, so as you come up, you can see, the ship from the top has kind of been broken down by all the beatings. As you guys were, having your own kind of conflict on the lower half of the ship, the ocean was giving quite the trouble to the top half. So some of the ballistas have kind of like washed off the ship just from all these waves. The mast has broken in half, and the stellar wind is in quite the disrepair. Other than that, there's some sailors who are tending to it. The ocean has calmed down quite a bit more, and Auroch Guild Scale is up on the quarterdeck.
I'll say, Guild Scale, I have observed that the mast is broken. Are we a derelict, or are you still able to get us to where we need to be?
Well, we were able to watch some of the fighting through the grates and hear it from below, as well as see one of their people run away. So we know what you have done in the hold. However, it looks like the stellar wind is unable to right itself, and without many men to use the oars, we will not be going anywhere very quickly.
You have failed to answer my question, shipwright.
Then ask it again.
Will you get us to where we need to be, or are we derelict at sea?
He'll point over. There are 4, what do they call it, emergency boats? There are 4 of these, wooden, emergency boats. Each one can hold about 5 people or 700 pounds. And they're kind of like, 2 off to the front, left and right, and 2 off to the back, left and right. He says, it looks like we may have to, leave this ship be and take what we can and get to shore on these boats.
Bean's gonna walk up to the captain and place his hand on his shin and look up at him and say, "You are a noble sailor, but the water spirits do not like you. They have destroyed this your home, so we must leave it. And unfortunately, I must let those know who wish to go on voyages with you. You are not capable of navigating the sea."
You'll say, I've spent roughly 24 years abroad on this ship. And I will be back for it.
Well, good luck with that.
Yep. So as it's got a little bit lighter, you can see, and just from how long you guys have been traveling, that you are very close to your destination. So we will end our session today with you guys kind of seeing off in the distance the
Port Sapphire?
some type of shore, yes. But
Okay.
presumably fire. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys for playing. I know it went a little bit longer, but
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.
Good stuff!